Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 is a game originally developed for the PlayStation Vita and was later remade to play on the PC. It's currently available on Steam. The synopsis of the game, in general, is to regain your memories. You play as Neptune, one of the 4 goddesses ruling the planet game industry. After losing a battle against the 3 other goddesses, Neptune is sent spiraling back down into the planet, suffering severe amnesia. Story-wise, the point of the game is to regain your memories. Player-wise, the goal of the game is to farm baddies for hours until you finally level up to go to the next stage. The remake, this one in particular, adds a new mechanic, the EXE system. As you battle, you gain EXE points, and after reaching level 1 of EXE, you can either spend it on an ultimate attack or you can use an extra ability, continuously. The art style of Neptunia is simple anime-esque makeup, dealing largely with animated text boxes and stylized fighting scenes. If I could compare this game's graphics to any 2 games, I would say Grand Chase meets Kadowa Shoujo. And if you have no idea what those 2 games are, I don't blame you because one of them is dead and the other is about screwing disabled girls. However, I'm going to have to dock points on this game for constantly reusing sprites. While it's common for RPGs to reskin enemies, your first encounter with your first reskinned enemy is in the first goddamn chapter. The sound effects of Neptunia are unique in a way, but in another way kind of bland. The attack sounds are unique to each skill, which is fabulous for a JRPG, which is known for reusing almost anything in order to turn a profit. However, my biggest gripe with this game is the sound effects for characters in the overworld. The character's dialogue, namely for jumping, consists of maybe 2 or 3 different clips. Maybe 4 if you're lucky. Maybe they were on a low budget, I don't know, but this makes the game seem a little bit less polished and a lot more sloppy. However, the music is nothing to scoff at, as it really establishes its place in the game from combat to overworld. It uses really nice dulcet tones in order to entice you into playing more, and in general I think it's one of my favorite parts of the game. It's important to note that there was actually an anime adaptation of this game which came out in 2003, 4 years before the original game came for the Vita and 1 year prior to Rebirth 1. After watching the anime, it seems pretty clear that the developers kept all the personalities of each character intact, and there's a very subtle transition between the anime and the game. In general, from a review standpoint, I rate this game a 7 out of 10. Personally, I would love to rate it a 9 out of 10, and I say this because as a JRPG, this game is very heavy grinding and farming. You fight the same bosses over and over in order to level up and get rare gear. This is pretty much the soul of a JRPG, and I think that this game specifically does it very well. For a regular American consumer, however, this RPG is not easy. It takes time and grinding, and actually has somewhat of a skill barrier. I urge you to check it out, but don't be surprised if you regret your purchase when you learn the true nature of an RPG. Thank you for listening to 3 Minute Reviews.